What's up, Ruthless Nation? Here we are for Thursday night Pro Series action from the Indianapolis Roval, as some people like to call it. But we're going to get started here right now as we're getting ready to join, see who won that West Higgins ORV Pole Award. Appreciate anybody tuning in this evening. Make sure you lock that stream. All right, looks like we're already underway here, and typical was your West Higgins ORV Pole Award sitter, MJ Bross. Oh, DK Brown is around in turn number one. He got a course penalty there on the inside. 78 Jack out here this evening. Oh, Jason had to do a start and park this afternoon, unfortunately. All right, looks like everything's underway and going good. MJ Bross over on Twitch giving us a look into the race tonight. The MJ Bross on Twitch there. Now it's typical and MJ Bross, though, 1-2 up front here at Indy Road Course. Last season, these two drivers had a last lap turn one pass. You know, they were close like this all race last season. And you can see it could possibly turn out this way this season as well. Wait. Looks like we're under caution. Not sure what's happened. No damage there. Not quite sure who this would have involved. I'm looking, just not seeing it anywhere. Oh, there it is. G-Dog's got some damage. Possibly just got turned around in a bad spot. Got another person around with him. All right, so that will eliminate possibly a pit stop in stage one. Or it may still require us to do so, as we'll see how this turns out. All right, typical drops back on the pit. Twitch is just a tad bit behind, so we know that. Got Lando back in the chat this evening. What's up? Cork has moved up to second place here on this restart here in stage number one. There should not be a pit stop required to get to the end of this stage now. Yeah, there's no pit to get to the end of this stage now. MJ Bross chose not to pit, so I wonder if he'll even be able to make it. After a caution, MJ Bross did not go down pit road. Oh, we got Alex off to the left side here as Jack's going to get around him. Cork's now making a move here with Typicals. Typicals on the inside, goes around for second place. So Cork grabs some wall there. I want to give a congratulations to Cork winning the Ruthless GT3 Series All-Star race at Le Mans in the 1,000 horsepower Camaros. It was a hard race, a handful of car, and he got it done. Ooh, gets real close to the wall there coming out. Kenrod's going to go down pit road. I guess these guys said they're going to require a pit stop to get through the end of this stage. Not quite sure. Shepard, Kenrod both down pit road. Not a bad move if these guys said they were going to require another pit. That shouldn't have been the case, though. But these guys are policing their own at the moment. So no complaints from me if that's all what they decided. All right, so TCR Corey's in the 47. Him and Jack, I think, switched cars on me. Well, Jack switched to a new car, and now he's in Jack Ballsy's car. See him get over into that grass. Lucky enough not to get a penalty, though. 1-2 looks like this. And this is how it looked last season. Now, if these guys, I don't think they're going to have. Some guys already went down pit road, so I don't know if they decided to require it or what the deal was. Yep, they're going to require it in pit road for typical this time. So that means MJ Bross has to go back around. As typical gets down pit road. All right, so they are gonna do that. Alex is also down pit road this time. Cork's going to move up to second here off those two cars pitting. And he has MJ Bross in sight. Appreciate everybody tuning in this evening. Please don't hesitate to hit the like button. Share with somebody you know that enjoys some racing. Kinrod off to the left side here. Tricky part of the course. Really easy to get loose right there in that turn as you head back onto the front stretch. Kinrod already made his pit stop here for this stage, though, so he's going to be out there just running around along with Shepard. Makes me wonder what Shepard done down pit road. They both entered. Maybe he got a speeding penalty or something. I don't know. He's pretty close there to Kinrod. May have took tires, and Kinrod did not. We see the 17 suspicion that he may have caused caution early on in this stage. And has forced us to look like this now. There's our starting part. Typical has already went down pit road. So he's going to be there with the 4 cars trying to chase him down as he goes down pit road for his stop. Cork's going to go down as well. So it will be up to Typical to see where he's going to mesh back in with these guys. He's coming through the last turns of our course right now. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Ruthless Racing Pro Series from the Indy Road Course. This is the Brickyard Road Ringers here in the Pro Series this evening. And Typical is trying to get up here and see where he's going to mesh in with the 4 car. The 4 car will have the inside line here on exit, but it won't matter. Typical is going to go right by him after pitting the lap before. Let's see where Alex is going to mesh in here. He'll get ahead of Cork coming out here on exit. Has a 17 of G-Dog behind him. And all these guys have to exit pit road before turn 1 or they will receive a penalty there for cutting. It's just a game situation there. But if it was available, they would have exited all the way around. And we saw Kinrod. He pulled that Larson move like a few years ago and he just blew the corner. You hear Kinrod getting back going. Shepard will now get around Kinrod. Just missing the braking point there, Kinrod. Unfortunate. DK Brown had a penalty in turn 1 on the start of this race. All right, so that's the gap between 1 and 2 right now. They look like that. And when Typical hits the line this time, it'll be 1 to go in stage number 1 here from Indy. Can he hang on? Last year, I'd mentioned earlier, this was a last lap pass to win at a road course. So these two guys right here, they'll figure out the strategies. You know, Typical kind of undercutted MJ Bross there on this, pitting a lap earlier. So that's why the gap looks as it does. But this is the last lap of stage number 1. A mistake from the 27 would certainly put the 4 in the driver's seat to win this stage. So he's got to have some really solid turns through here to make sure that 4 doesn't close up the gap. Got the 11 of Alex sitting in 3rd. Got Cork in 4th as they run this time towards the end of stage number 2. Clean infield section there for the 27. He'll come back out into the Indy Oval portion of the road course here, but take us right back down into where the pit road is here for the last time in stage number 1. Clear as a bell for the 27. 4 as well. Just needed a mistake out of that 27 to be able to win this stage, but not going to happen. As Typical comes off the last turn for the final time of stage number 1, he will be your stage 1 winner here at Indy. Second place will belong to MJ Bross. Court gets around Alex to take third late in the stage. And there you have it, top 3 for Cork in stage number 1. Fourth will belong to Alex. I think G-Dog back there, I'm not sure if he pulled off 5th or not. But we'll get our stage results whenever all that comes back in. Where's my man Shepard? We got all kinds of guys off to the left side coming through here. Find Shepard here. Oh, that ends the stage, so he'll win that battle. We'll see how that turned out at the end. So, stage 1 results will be brought to you by SKU Car. Pit stops brought to you by West Higgins ORV. Typical is your stage 1 winner here from Indy. It'll be Typical, MJ Bross, Cork Mob, Alex, and G-Dog rounding up your top 5. Shepard, Corey, Kenrod, DK Brown, Jack Ballsy rounding up the top 10. We'll enter stage number 2. We'll have 1 required pit stop to get through this stage. If no cautions occur, like in stage number 1, Typical MJ Bross on the point for the start of stage number 2, brought to you by SKU Car. West Higgins ORV pole sitter Typical does the same for stage number 2. And we got to get a good look at what's going to go down here in stage number 1. Or I'm sorry, turn number 1 in stage number 2. We got cars all next to each other. Alex kind of gets shuffled back there. They were nearly 3 wide through turn number 1. We got TCR Corey kind of down on the inside there trying to hold his own as the top 4 try to run away. G-Dog has moved up to the top 4 here at Indy. Oh, it's going to be a penalty for Alex cutting too far to the right-hand side there. Unfortunate for a man in the 11. Had a good run in stage number 1. Shepard working on DK Brown. They're going into a hard left-hand turn here. Very easy to get a penalty down to the inside, even off to the outside. And then the S's, door to door. This is very tricky, very easy to get loose. See Kenrod snapping around back there with Jack Ballsy on his rear. As Kenrod gets off to the right side, or left side. Jack gets off into the right side. And it's a good battle here back in the pack. G-Dog has moved up to 4th. And he is trying to run away from TCR Corey, trying to hang on to that. Kenrod cannot get that turned down. We keep seeing him run far out there on that turn. DK Brown trying to run away from all these guys back here. Looks like he's got the separation he needs now. There's the battle for first. It is neck and neck. We're going to go down into turn number 1, door to door. Let's see how this is going to work out. MJ Bross able to get it down on the inside, but a crossover move from Typical through the infield section here. Not able to put the throttle down and not able to get there. All right, it'll be MJ Bross to the lead this time. We saw something similar to that last season on the last lap. It was these 2 guys, but Cork is right there. A mistake, these 2 guys get together or anything like that, Cork will be in the catbird seat to make something happen here in stage number 2 as we are on lap number 2 of this stage. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Don't be ashamed to click that like button. Share with friends who enjoy racing. We have racing every Tuesday and Thursday on the NASCAR circuit, and every Wednesday over on GT7 as a GT3 series. Just finished the All-Star racing, 1,000 horsepower Camaros. As Typical goes around MJ Bross on the mistake through that turn. Now to the lead goes Typical, and that has Cork making moves here against the 4, not able to make it happen on the outside. So he'll settle back to 3rd. We'll go back over here to Alex, who had to serve that penalty. He's sticking behind Jack and Kenrod at the moment. See if he's able to make something happen on the required pit stop in this stage. 6 laps to get through a tank here. So we'll start seeing pit stops probably within the next 3 laps for these guys. This is the battle for first. As you can see, Typical is just up there cruising right now. Cork's not going away, though. He's right there on the bumper of that 4 car. He's keeping this very much a 3-car race. A mistake by any of these cars will be enough to allow the next one to go around. Oh, Alex, another penalty in the same spot of the track. It's going to be detrimental. Not a Denny pun there to his run here in stage number 2. Cork's still looking good, though, up front here. He's holding his own. MJ Bros still trying to chase down that 27. And he holds the keys to, pit at the same time as Typical now. So, being behind Typical, he'll definitely know when he goes down pit road if he's not too close. Knowing Typical, though, he's a sneaky guy, so he may let these guys catch him, go around them, get real close, and then pit right the next lap. It's something very typical to do. As you can see, they are getting a little closer to this 27, I feel like. Once again, thanks to everybody tuning in. Stage 2 action from Indy Roval. This is the Brickyard Road Ringers. 1, 2, 3 right there in shot. Alex goes down pit road. Is going to get his pit stop out of the way after 2 penalties. Very hurtful penalties. DK Brown, Kenrod right there. Not quite sure who that was up ahead of him. Okay, there's a G-Dog there. He's still in 4th. He has, where's my guy? There, Corey. Yep, running in 5th right now. And there's your first place car, second place car, and third place car. Alex is going to be coming off pit road this time. He's going to get dangerously close to the leaders and being a lap down. All these guys choose to pass up pit road this time, so all the leaders still out there. Oh, man, Alex with another penalty through the kink. And guys got a kink for the kink tonight. That's 3 I've caught just this stage. And now he's very dangerously close to losing his lap before the leaders even pit. But he has completed his pit stop, so he should be able to easily regain his lap and be okay by the end of this stage. I imagine these guys are going to be... They're going to have to be pitting this lap or the next. They cannot have much more left in the tank. This will be completing 5 laps this stage this time around. They could go one more, but they run the risk of running out of fuel on the access road. Typical will bypass. MJ Bros going to do the short pit on Typical this time. So he will be, right there on the number with the fuel. So he needs to have a good pit stop here. Looks like he got down well. Cork's coming around again as well, so that'll move him up to 2nd. Something has happened to that 3rd place car, though, for sure. Alex still trying to stay on the lead lap. He's got Typical running up to him, though. Typical will have to pit this lap, unless he has somehow saved a whole nother lap of fuel in this machine, but don't think that's possible. Alex will move to the outside. Some more guys go down pit road. Looks like DK Brown and Corey went down pit road. Jack down pit road. G-Dog on pit road. Looks like Shepard went out for another go if he's not already made his pit stop. Alright, there's Mike. He's out of his pit stop. Alex has made one as well, but he's a lap down right now. Cork still yet to make his pit stop. There's Typical. He should go down pit road this time, and you'll see him hit the access road. There is Cork Mob. He should be following that 27 car down the access road this time. When Typical crossed the line there to start lap 7. Alright, Cork's down pit road. Kenrod needs to go as well as Shepard, so that's what I figured those guys hadn't went either. All these guys we're showing have went down pit road already. Typical makes it to his box, and here is MJ Bros. Will he be able to pull the same move Typical did in stage number 1, pit the lap earlier, get around, and hold on to the lead? He'll be right on the number for the fuel at the end of this stage, so we'll see how all this goes down. He starts lap number 7. Typical is off pit road, possibly doing some kind of like no tire situation, maybe right sides only or something. That's he has put quite the gap here between first and second. Where's Alex? He has got himself around all these guys. Where's Court? He is just now going through our first turns. So Typical has got quite the lead here in stage number 2 with 3 remaining. Possibly went with a no tire look here. You can see that's MJ Bros. He is just now getting back out there towards the oval section. And there is Typical coming off of it. So there's how they look into one of our last 2 turns. Typical, and now into those turns goes MJ Bros. So they got a little bit of separation here. Hopefully that, I think it was something with the tires there. Maybe no tires for Typical. And he probably had to take a little less fuel than those guys did when they went down pit road. So all that gained him some time. Now it's all about can it hold on here for the last 2 laps of stage number 2 here from Indy Road Course. Typical maybe out for some kind of revenge on the Indy Road Course, since he lost it on the last lap pass to the car behind him last season. It could all come down to that once again, though. Second place. Here's what was 3rd place. I think he's probably still 3rd place. And then Typical out there in 1st. Corey was running 5th behind G-Dog. Not sure where G-Dog would be at now. He's all the way behind Kenrod now, so possibly something happened to our 17 there. Yeah, he has dropped back behind 2 cars here. There's your 3rd place car once again. Alex had a rough stage with some penalties there in the kink, and it's caused all this to happen for him. But Typical goes by this time. It's the last lap of stage number 2. He's looking good, as that's the gap between him and MJ Bros, the whole front straightaway. Going to need a big mistake there by Typical, a course-cutting penalty for sure, to be able to make up that gap. Alright, so MJ Bros tries to do what Typical did stage 1, and so far it did not work out. But Typical probably just didn't take tires or something, because he has quite the lead here. That's about all I can imagine that makes sense, because I feel like Cork would have passed MJ Bros had he got a speeding penalty going down pit road. So, yeah, I think that's what we've seen out of the 27 there. I don't know, tires are pretty worn there on the 4 car I'm seeing from his stream, so possibly, maybe he took right sides or something, and Typical didn't take any. It's just an interesting look there. But through our final 2 turns for the last time in stage number 2, and a sweep of the stages, it'll be the 27 of Typical here at Indy Road Course. And you know what that means. When you sweep the stages, history is not on your side. And considering he lost this race on a last lap pass last season, I'm not liking the odds. But Typical is the guy who usually breaks that streak of winning the stages and then winning the race. But it's not always in your favor. Court goes around coming to the last laps of this one in stage number 2. That moves Kenrod up, most likely. Could possibly give him 3rd position. Oh, Shepard's going to go around the 18 as well. And that's going to end the stage. G-Dog may have gotten Cork as well. We'll see here on the final results. So we got Typical, MJ Bros, Cork Mob, Kinrod, and Shepherd rounding up your top 5 there in stage number 2. Stage break brought to you by Skew Car. Pit stops brought to you by West Higgins ORV. G-Dog, DK Brown, TCR Corey, Jack Ballsy, and Alex rounding up your top 10. Stick around, hang loose. Stage number 3 from the Indy Road Course is underway next here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Both stages belong to the 27 of Typical here at Indy. Can he hang on against MJ Bros to win this one? One pit stop will be required to get through it if it's caution free. And we're obviously going to go back here to the back with somebody to see how turn 1's going to end up. All right, down into turn number 1. Typical is way out on the outside. He'll give up the inside to MJ Bros. Oh, Shepherd didn't have a good turn there. He's going to stack them up going through turn number 1 here in the beginning of stage number 3. 9 laps remain here from Indy Road Course, and they are beating and banging going through the infield section here. Oh, there's got to be some penalties given out there. Yep, that's going to be DK Brown. He's going to get stuck with one. Oh, might be G-Dog back there got one. No, it's the 47 of TCR Corey with the penalty there. Nearly 3 wide. Shepherd, Cork, and G-Dog up here for this left-hand turn going into the S's. They got them stacked up right there. Typical's in second behind MJ Bros. Every stage has kind of had the same strategy. Kinrod has put himself firmly in 3rd position. He's got Alex right there behind him, though. Cork's in 5th, and he has 6th, 7th, 8th, all right there, trying to get to the bumper of that 18. 1 and 2 look like this, though. You know, Typical's maybe going to try to make a move here. No, you can see he's laying back there for turn number 1. He possibly just wants to stay behind this 4-car until it's pitting time. Never know. 4-car could be putting down some heaters right now on these fresh tires. Battle looks like this, though, between 1 and 2. 3rd belongs to Kinrod. 4th is to Alex. 5th belongs to Cork, as he has separated himself from the rest of the field now. Oh, Typical? Okay, yeah. Typical, I thought he was a little bit further away, but no, he's right there still with the 4. Still a good look at what's going down here through the S's. Typical closes up the ground there just a little bit. Mike might have got off to the left just a tad. Could hurt his exit speed a bit. This is the battle between 1 and 2. Not a huge fan of these Indy Road Course camera angles. The front stretch is the best one. All right, will we see Typical make a move this time around? No, he starts to hang back once again. You can see him as he goes lower and further behind the 4-car there. I think he's just hanging out. All right, 7 to go here in our race. And it's between these 2 guys. Oh, could it be a penalty? No, it won't be. Those guys, they cut that pretty good. And that kind of shows you the difference. Oh, we got drivers through the dirt back here. It was Alex. Maybe trying to avoid a penalty. Got Cork. He's now trying to make a move up here on 3rd place. Kinrod gets loose going down into that turn. Maybe overbrake. But that moves Cork up to 3rd. MJ Bros still in 1st. Got Typical right there on his rear end. Oh, we're going to draw door to door through here. Typical leans back just a little. Oh, he's right there on the bumper as they go through the sweeping right-hand turn. That brings us back onto the front stretch here towards the yard of bricks at Indy. I'm telling you, this thing is shaping up as much as it did last season. These 2 guys had quite the battle. Typical decides to try to make a move on the inside. Gets into the quarter panel of the 4. May have shoved him off to the left just a bit. But they are going to be door and door. No. MJ Bross gets back out ahead of him going towards the kink now. I can't help but think Typical is probably just trying to make a move, but don't want to make a move in a tough spot. Possibly get his car in a bad situation when he gets back on the throttle. I could totally understand being aggressive, but not overly aggressive. Like right here is a place you don't want to be door to door, but whenever a guy may go out too far to the right through that turn, it's hard not to take it through the inside, but you do not want to be door to door through those S's. Now here's another place for Typical to get the throttle down, get some good power, and try to get on the inside of MJ Bross here for this turn, and that's exactly what we're seeing him shape up. He's going to hard brake down here on the inside, hold his line, force the 4 to have to use the outside part of the track. Now we're back in here. You give the advantage to MJ Bross, but a crossover opportunity for the 27. He's going to get loose, and that's what he didn't want to happen there as he was trying to get by MJ Bross. He didn't want to put his car in a bad situation. Nearly hits the end of the pit lane wall there, but a good battle between those two. We was just talking about, Typical trying to be aggressive down on the inside of that 4, but he played some real defensive racing there, MJ Bross, and came out on top to lead this next lap. But a pit stop is required to get through this thing. There's 5 laps remaining. These guys should pit this lap coming up, I do believe. They're both going to try to do that. And the battle is pretty much right there as Court is in third. Alex has somehow moved himself, or no, that's Cork and Alex are well behind a few people. It could be Kenrod who is up here in third for the moment. Nope. He is ahead of those guys. Alright, you see MJ Bross, he loses the lead to Typical now. And it should be a pit stop this time. So we'll watch back, see what happens. No, these guys stay out another lap. 5 to go. I didn't think they could be able to stretch it this next lap, but they will. To be 4 to go. Or it was 9 on the stage, 6 on the tank. Okay, yeah. All right, so these guys could get another lap, possibly push it another one. But I'm not quite sure on that. Fuel light's already on for these guys, so they're going to try to get around just this one more time, I do believe. Cork has gone down pit road this time. Possibly a good move for him in his battle for third. And, any pit road speeding penalties that may occur here. You see most of the field going down pit road this time. There's Corey on the access road. Typical and MJ Ross keep it out on track. They are your leaders. All these other cars were quite a bit behind them, so they have no worries about those guys possibly passing them while they're down there getting their service, unless they somehow get the black flag. I think Alex, another one of those guys who stuck it out. Court's coming off pit road now. The first of the guys down pit road. Kenrod comes out right behind him. Shepard's now rolling off the line. Who we got here? There goes Corey or just coming on to pit road, that is. Yep, that's right. Everybody else starting to exit. It's Typical and MJ Bross go down this time. Be the last required pit stop of the stage. I think these guys are bringing them in out of fuel. Alright, so Alex goes down this time. That'll finish all of our pit stops this evening. Now, Court's going to be the guy we're going to watch as these guys decide, as they're on pit road. We'll see where he's able to come back out. From the look of it, not quite sure where that's going to be. Alex is not into his box yet, so he'll probably get back around Alex here. Typical right off pit road there. Couldn't have been more than fuel. Yeah, I think this is going to be no tires for these guys. Typical comes out with a good lead there on the 4 car. Not sure. There's no tires there. So that's how it's looking right now. Where's Alex to Court? There he is. So Court is going to get close to Alex, but I think that's your third place sitter, and fourth place sitter should be Kinrod here behind Cork somewhere. Yep, that's him right there. All right, everybody's made their pit stops. And we're coming down to it here from Indy. Typical with quite the lead, though. Right there's the 4, still an eye shot, still in the mirror. Can't make any mistakes, that's for certain. All right, 2 to go here from the Indy Roval for the Brickyard Road Ringers here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. Racing every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Check the YouTube community tab for your local listings. All right, so MJ Bross getting a little bit smaller through the mirror of Typical. He's nearly the whole back infield straightaway here away from MJ Bross. Thanks to anybody tuning in. You're getting down to the last couple laps here, lap and a half. If that, between the two. You can see that's the leader up ahead of the 4 car here. A mistake is going to be needed for that 4 car to possibly have a chance to get close to the bumper like he did last season. But anyways, Typical is bringing us out of our last turn, and you know what that means. It's the last lap of the race, and it is now 1 to go, presented by Skew Car here from the Indy Roval. No burnout rule in effect tonight. Hit ends at the flag. Tires, gas lights on. Can these guys make it? Typical, nearly flawless. Will he break the bad streak of winning the stages and losing the race? Can't have any mistakes. Can't run out of fuel. It's going to be real close. Keep an eye on these guys. Flip through the field here. Everybody seems to still be running. We do have a battle back here for third. Keep an eye on that. Cork's able to get around Alex. Typical coming through our last turns now. It's looking like our man here is low on fuel. I don't know. It seems like he's dialed back a little bit maybe. All right, Typical comes out of the last turns. Engine's still humming, so that means he's got enough fuel to at least roll it from here. Won't be enough for MJ Bross. It's Typical. Will come in and go back-to-back winner from Indy Road Course this week. And there it is. MJ Bross finishes second. Battle for third is this close. Can Cork hang on? It is through the last turns. Can Alex get it done, or will it be Cork? Cork out of the last turn. Nobody hits any walls, and it'll be Cork for a top 3 here at the Yard of Bricks. Fourth will belong to Alex. Here's another battle. I think this is for 6th position. Or 5th position, sorry. Shepard tries everything but can't get it done. Kinrod, top 5 here at Indy. All right, live results. Typical, MJ Bross, Cork, Alex, Kinrod, Shepard, G-Dog, DK Brown, Jack Ballsy, and Corey rounding up your top 10 here from Indy Road Course. What a race. Post-race interviews will be up next, as we'll have Typical, MJ Bross, and Cork if they all join. So stick around, hang loose as we'll get those underway. All right, so we're waiting on Typical, and we'll get these post-race interviews underway. If he's going to show up. Yep, we're still waiting on Typical. But shamelessly, anybody watching, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new here. So appreciate it. Racing on Tuesdays and Thursdays over here on NASCAR Heat 5. Then we have GT7 on Wednesdays in the GT3 cars. All right, we're going to give Typical just a couple more minutes, see if he's going to join. All right, my boy might not be joining. All right, without
I
further
said
ado.
top 3 to the booth, so I don't know.
Yeah, I sent him an invite, so anyways, we'll move on over to MJ Bryce here in the 4. Finishing second throughout that whole race. Had some heated battles there with the 27 throughout this one. Very tricky track. I had mentioned several times during the race, this came down to a last lap pass between you and him last season, and I only felt like Typical would try to put a strategy together where that case wouldn't happen again. As he finally joins us, but go ahead and speak on your experience here at Indy tonight, there, MJ Bryce.
It was a good race. I kind of made us take an extra pit stop the first stage because I really wasn't sure how close we were on gas, so that's kind of my fault, but everybody was cool with that, so that was a good thing. That worked out. But yeah, just pretty much ran first to second. I could hold them off for a couple laps at the first start of the stages, and I don't know. I thought I was going to be able to hold him off a little bit longer, and when I took no tires there in the stage 2 and stage 3, I couldn't stay and keep the pace that he was running. It fell off like a brick the last like 2 or 3 laps. So I pretty much knew that unless he had wrecked or something, I was probably going to finish second. And I tried to stay with him that last stage, but I just got in the grass one time after I was blocking him for laps and laps and laps. So there's only so much you can do. Once he got by me, it was, he's off to the races. But P2, we'll take it. Good points day. And yeah, next week will be fun.
Yeah, shout out to you for streaming over on Twitch, twitch.com/MJBross. Appreciate that. We were watching you, obviously, there the last laps. You were getting pretty low on fuel and tire. What was it like handling that car at the end?
It was just a mess because I wasn't able to conserve anything. I had to run on edge when I was running around him, and like I said, once the tires fell off, it was pretty much dead sideways, brakes. It was all over the friggin' place. So it was a handful.
Hey, good race out there, and appreciate you streaming and officiating tonight.
Thanks, man.
All right, now our winner breaks the common Ruthless curse of winning the stages and losing the race, but he's able to get it done here at Indy Roval tonight. Typical in the 27. So other than the stage 1, you kind of short pitted ahead of Mike. I think maybe you didn't take tires; he probably did. Was kind of the difference there. But in stage 3, I was curious. You were staying kind of behind them. It seemed like on purpose. So kind of walk us through that portion of the race, because we felt like maybe you were trying to avoid having any last lap situations occur.
Yeah, but yeah, well, he was holding me up pretty good. If I could have got around him, I would have. I tried to set him up a couple times to make him drive it in deep and get a run, but almost every time I did that, he just had enough run off to hold me back. So, but other than that, I was maybe saving a little bit tired, but I wasn't really trying to stay behind him. That definitely wasn't my first option. At some point, I just laid back just a little bit, wait for him to make a mistake, because that's how I was able to get around him. He would get ahead of me off the restart, and then I would have to wait for him to overdrive a corner or just get a run to get around him. But yeah, pretty much after that, if I got around him, I knew I'd be able to hold him off. especially after the pissed off. By the way, Mike, the speed limit was 55, not 35. So I definitely beat you on pit road because of that.
I don't think it would have made a difference, but good to know.
I'll let you know. But yeah, I was able to beat him on and off pit road and pretty much just seal the deal. This is a good track for me, so glad to sweep it. It's been a while.
Yeah, we always mention that if you win the two stages, like usually something happens, the guy doesn't win the race, and it's always someone else. But you turn that upside down once again. Mike
Yeah, I
might
feel
have
like
done
I
it
broke
one
that
time.
curse.
Yeah, I
No,
think
I've
Mike
done it
might have
plenty
done
of
it one
times.
time. But yeah, you've done it a couple times. So maybe I won't say that so much when you win the stages anymore. But no,
No, you got to say it, man, because then
yeah,
then
that's
something's
just
gonna
keeping.
happen.
I get it. It's just keeping your streak going.
Yeah, but we got Michigan next week, man. I'm excited. I don't know if I win three in a row, but definitely gonna go for it.
Yeah, Michigan indeed, high speed, tough track, especially out of two. But good run. This was a tough track, and you sweep it and get the win. So, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Good run, Mike and Court.
All
It
right,
was
so
nice to see you weren't lagging either. I'm just gonna say that.
Wi-Fi extender for the win. But we'll move on over to our third place finisher of Court. Him and Alex had a hell of a battle off that last pit stop. Uh, we seen you real close to those guys in stage number two, Court. Seemed like you were really holding your own out there. I'm not sure what happened towards the end of that stage. And then maybe speak on that battle between you and Alex there at the end after the different pitting strategies.
Um, well, the car was pretty solid all day. Definitely didn't have the pace of the top two, but I was fast enough to hold third down. The second stage, well, I had been burning off my left front tire because my car was way too tight in the right-handers. So I blew my left front tire and fell down to fifth at the stage end. Had to get repairs and stuff, and started in 10th for the last stage. And then worked my way back up to third again, and accidentally took tires for the last stop, which let Alex, pass me. And then we had a pretty good battle. I almost killed him on turn one for the final lap, but I managed not to, and we had a pretty good race.
Yeah, it was a hell of a run for you there, Cork. And since we don't have live interviews over in the GT3 series, I just wanted you to maybe speak on winning that All-Star race in that handful of a Camaro last night.
Oh, that car was, yeah, a handful. It was probably the most difficult thing I've ever tried to drive. It would not grip at all on the throttle, and my wingless edition had about no grip in the corners either. So it was a very sketchy balance, but it was fast, and I made it work.
Hey, there you go. So a good week for Cork in two different series. Gets a top three over here in NASCAR. Wins the All-Star race in GT3 series. Good run, Cork. As always, appreciate you racing with us.
Sure, thank you.
All right, without further ado, next week it'll be Michigan for the Pro Series on Thursday. Legacy will be taking on, let's see, Auto Club. Yeah, Auto Club in the trucks. So Auto Club in the trucks, Michigan in the Pro Series in the next gens. Wednesday will be Road Atlanta for the GT3 series. So a lot of stuff going on here in Ruthless Racing next week. But without further ado, I'm going to let these guys go. Congratulations to Typical, MJ, and Court tonight on their top threes from Indy Road Course. But yeah, as always, enjoy your racing this weekend and rock on, race on, Ruthless Racing.